Hello and welcome to your daily dose of dominions. I'm kirbyone. We'll get into turn 30. So we'll read a message from Airmore. Oh yeah. So 2 turns ago, when I was expecting him to storm my castle and encounter my monolith, I said, if you win, congratulations, you killed my pretender. If you lose, maybe consider stop attacking me. And he says, yeah, okay, you beat me pretty soundly, so we're going to stop fighting for a bit. At least, that's what I gathered from the okay message. TNG prophetizes a mounted commander. I cast teleport to the gray barrier. And there's a battle there, so we'll look at that in a second. Now, I'm 99% certain that this was the turn that Niflheim actually went AI. Remember last turn he lost his pretender and a good chunk of his army as well. He still has people running around, but not as many as he had before. So this is just, I think, him going up, against PD, so he's still raiding around. Maybe it's either this turn or next turn that he actually winds up going AI, because Pretender gone, lost a massive amount of giants and Jarls and all of the gold related to that, and has actually got about half his lands occupied by TNG, some of which were my lands, by the way, just, if you remember that, my lands first. Anyways, yeah, I think he goes AI very soon. If not this turn, then probably within the next couple of turns. He has been AI since for a while in this game. We'll watch this in a second. Get some fire gems. Yay, don't need that. Kailasa is breached, so he's going to storm that probably next turn. I don't know why he would wait. Yeah, that would be unfortunate. I mean, you see, there's nothing in my fort. It's not exactly like I have a bunch of very powerful sneaky units. I'm not talking about the monkeys, by the way. So we'll watch the Battle of the Gray Barrier. The trap is sprung. You remember I moved all of my guys to take that throne. Whether or not that was a great idea, I did lose some guys, but one way or another, he fell for the bait. He moved on top of my fort. I moved right back on top of it with a larger army. But again, this is all I have. You remember, I have all of this, and then whatever was in my other fort at World's Teeth Mountains. My pretender and my super guru hero is not here, because like I said, when you teleport straight into the castle, and that is unfortunate. But I planned for that because of what happened the last time, and so I knew to expect that he would not be present for this battle. So we're going to do what we can. This is my prophet again. He's going to divine blessing everybody, so that's great. I threw literally everything into this battle. I cannot lose. Well, I guess I can, but then the series will be over quite promptly. So he has, I should have watched him do this, but he has actually a fire in a jar. A lot of high attacks and high damage attacks. 53 damage. That is really unfortunate and painful. He also has protection, and he has fire shield on now. Reinvigoration, fear. What's his heroic ability? Increased attack skill. Okay, well that's not surprising. Yeah, he's really beastly, and I will. What's his defense? 16. Okay, yeah, and then if I swarm him, he can get attacked pretty easily. Now, I don't think I have Light of the Northern Star. I'm doing Curse of the Desert. That's going to add fatigue to people. I don't think this battle is going to last that long, though, to fatigue people out. Maybe him. Okay, so Desiccated is what you get from Curse of the Desert. So he's going to be getting fatigue really quickly. Now, fatigue does actually affect things over the course of the battle. There's my poison from that. Fatigue will affect your defense skill and your attack skill. The more fatigue you accrue. Let's check this guy. Okay, well, it's not going to show yet, but it's in the manual. You can check that out. Oh yeah, he also has Blood Surge, so that's great. I really need a Paralyze on him. Oh, and he has he also has Air Shield, which he mentioned in a previous comment. Brutal is the person playing Hinam, so anytime you see a comment by Brutal, it's Hinam speaking from the game. And he mentioned he got the Air Shield from a throne, which I didn't even know was possible, but that's cool. So I'm getting a really nice concave on his guys, and I'm actually casting Earth Meld too, because again, I didn't really script these guys. Okay, here's the fatigue. Now we're talking. This guy is fatigued out completely. He's not going to be able to do anything, but in addition to that, he's going to be getting modifiers. It doesn't seem to be showing in here, which is interesting. Not strength, attack skill. Yeah, okay. Well, you get modifiers to all of this, and they're also immobilized. When they're earth melded, they can't really move. Well, it's a good thing I don't have wooden warriors up, because they would be dying like chaff. So much chaff to slaughter against this fire shield. I do swarm him with enough attacks, and it looks like he makes it out. Just kidding. Nobody survives. Okay, I think nobody survives. Let's check. No, he makes it out with 4 people. 4 Dawn Guards escape. I do get his Fire in a Jar. Probably the least useful thing I could have gotten out of his gear, but really I don't use gear a whole lot. I don't thug people out, so I guess if he had like a Horn of Valor or something like that, that would be most useful to me, but I don't use that much. We lose an equivalent number of units, but his Dawn Guards are a lot more expensive than my Atavi infantry. So he loses a lot more than I do, which is great. And that's also an entire one of his forces, invading forces defeated, and the rest of them are stuck here and cannot escape because they have no commander. So I am moving immediately to take advantage of this. There is no stopping here. Let's see where everyone's moving. Okay, these guys are moving here. Did I site search here? I have not site searched here yet. So I will site search there because I realized that all of this is overkill. He is going to not do a whole lot of anything, but he is going to teleport, and he's going to teleport into my capital. I consider this to be a huge risk because, again, this is all I have here. I don't exactly have my Gandharvas. These are the heavy hitters. These are the good people that I want holding a gate. The other guys, not so much. They have 0 or 1 protection, and I get fortitude and awe and regeneration on them from my pretender just being there. But again, I do not really think that my pretender alone and all of these guys, plus a handful of monkeys and the province defense that you get for free from a fort, I don't think that this can take that. I consider this to be a huge risk doing this as I'm doing it. So I want you to be aware that that is like, I was like flip-flopping so much on this turn, being like, do I do that? Or do I just wait and retake my fort, my cap? Because on the one hand, if I do this and I teleport him in here and he dies, then I'm even more on the back foot than I could possibly have ever been. And I don't even know if these guys, since they're not priests, I don't even know if they can call my god back. So I guess that's a little bit of a spoilers as to what happens, but yeah, he's going to teleport here. I think it's a terrible idea, but I do it anyways. In the meantime, I'm following close on the heels of his army that cannot retreat from here, and I'm going to take back as much land as I can. Now, I do see this, and I see this. This used to be Yomi's. This used to be Helheim's. This used to be Yomi's. There's a lot of fighting going on that I am not seeing because my scouts are all stuck in here. Tianqi also said that Yomi was invading him. So I just beat a big stack of Airmores, which if he's invading Yomi as well, that is impressive as to the number of units he has. But again, they're really just all chaff from my experience. He has some impressive mages, but not a lot of them. Mostly just chaff, and I think he just relies on overwhelming with numbers. Again, I think that Niflheim is probably gone AI at this point. Even if he hasn't, this is like up in his face with a huge Tianqi army. And a bunch of probably raiding parties just all going all around. Nobody really knows what is doing. From all of my talks with other people, because like I said, I negotiated with Helheim for him to stop attacking me. Every so often I get and send messages to Yomi and Tianqi. Yomi I consider a neutral ally. He didn't actively help me in the war against Niflheim or anybody else. I suppose he sort of helped against Helheim, but he didn't say he was going to do that, so I was not expecting it, and I sort of don't really consider it that. I think he was just being opportunistic, but hey, good for him. Airmore is still an enemy, but an enemy that I am at rickety non-aggression pact with, and Tianqi is really an ally. I've considered him an ally from this point on. And, well, obviously Hinnom has still taken the majority of my lands. All of this used to be mine. I will try and get it back, all of this. Obviously, I will try and take my cap circle at the very least back. I did tell Helheim, I think either at this point or at a later point, that as part of a peace deal, I expect to be able to have my cap circle back, which leaves out this one, and technically this one, but I don't think it matters at this point because A, I can't enforce anything, and B, well, Yomi has it now at this point, and we'll see if he actually keeps that or what happens with, you know, the flip-flopping that seems to be going in this crazy area here. I have so few scouts, and I can't really recruit anymore. Like I said, I got no scout provinces, and even if I did, am I recruiting? Yeah, okay, not. Yeah, I have enough gold for just yogis, and I will spam them as much as I can. I do need a troop mover here. These are all researchers, and so not much else. I'm going to get as many Gandharvas as I can, and I actually have a pretty good amount of nature gems just piling up, so I'll probably dump some summons as soon as I can. We'll see what happens with this. Maybe it wasn't as much of a risk as I thought. Maybe monoliths are super scary, and this is in my dominion, so he's going to have a boatload of hit points. Let's see, I have one dominion candle here, and he has 220 hit points and 35 protection, and he can cast self-buff spells, I think. What is he scripted to do? He's scripted to summon Earth Power and Strength of Gaia, which will give him Bark Skin. Might not be the best thing against, you know, Fire Shield, but oh well. Okay, that's enough of me rambling. This was a pretty big turn. I have broken the advance of at least one part of Hinnom's forces, but I might be losing my capital and or my pretender. So, yeah, we'll see. Pretty big deal. I really can't do very much else from that. Okay, mercenaries, yeah, no gold. Research, going for Thaumaturgy 5 still. I still want to try and get, what can I get out of Thaumaturgy 5? Soul Slay. Okay, I want Soul Slay, I guess, and Gateway. Yeah, except for the fact that I can't use Gateway with my Pretender. I can use it with him. That's great. I guess I figured I was just going to Gateway between all of my my fortresses and just consolidate all of my army into one massive death ball, which I could do. I have a pretty substantial amount of guys here, but no commander to use them with. So, all right, enough talk for real this time. Have a good night. See you tomorrow.